Hey, what's going on, you tired timber? Maybe not my favorite deck in the format, but a deck that I keep coming back to nonetheless is the Earthen's Magcargo deck. So some of you might be unaware how this deck works, so I'm gonna jump into that first. It's got a 4-3 Magcargo line. Magcargo is, I don't want to necessarily call it the main attacker, but it's the only reason the deck works. Like, it is a Magcargo deck more so than it is a Ho-Oh deck, despite us playing 4 Ho-Oh EX. The Magcargo has that lava burst attack. We can discard up to 5 fire energy attached to the Magcargo, and it does 70 damage for each energy. So if we discard all 5, we just basically one-hit KO anything in the format. We're hitting for that 350 damage, and it's got a really cool ability, the Melt Away. If this Pokemon has no energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. Also super powerful because we put it in the active, we attack, we discard all of our energy, or sometimes we discard down to 2 energy, so it's still a threat in the active, and then most of the time we go down to 0, and then we can retreat it if our opponent doesn't knock it out. Now, they usually knock it out, or they sometimes knock something else out, but it means it's not going to get stuck in the active, because if we went up there and like KO something like a Charizard EX, and then we had the 3 retreat cost, and we didn't have the ability, we might just pass on the next turn, which gives our opponent like a turn to like reset up and set up like a bigger, better play that would all of a sudden take over the game. So the ability is like a really key part of this card. 4 Ho-Oh EX in here is our main form of energy acceleration, to attack with the Ho-Oh, to attack with the Magcargo, to set up stuff to be retreated. It's got that golden flame ability that says we can attach up to 2 basic fire energy from our hand to one of our benched Earthen's Pokemon, including itself. Keep that in mind, but it can only attach to a bench Pokemon. Can't attach to the active. And then we got 4 fire energy, shining feathers, so 160, heal 50 from each of your Pokemon. So the attack is okay. It's a nice aggressive attack. I do like going second with this deck, so we can play for like a turn 1 shining feathers, and it just increases our odds of just kind of setting up and having a better turn 2 when the game really starts getting going. So choose second, play for a turn 1 shining feathers, but don't overextend for it. If you don't hit it, it's not that big of a deal. Leave a 1 prizer on your active and you should be fine. And then from there, decide with Magcargo or Ho-Oh from there what you're going to attack with. But yeah, it can KO all the small Pokemon, obviously, in the early game. It can line up pretty well into stuff like Dragapult because it heals some of the damage that Dragapult will put into play, and then it also 2-hit KOs Dragapult, but their Monkey Dory can offset that, which is a little bit annoying. Same thing happens against Grimmsnarl. The Monkey Dory gets involved and offsets the damage and makes things really, really annoying. But yeah, it's okay. Main attacker is definitely the Magcargo. That's how we win the prize trade. A 1 prizer, KOing 2 prizers. Pretty good. Speaking of 1 prizer that KOs 2 prizers, we've got the Earthen's Pinsir here. It has that Rallying Horn for 3 colorless energy. If one of your Earthen's Pokemons specifically, I've made this mistake where my opponent KOs something that's not an Earthen's Pokemon, which would be my Fez or my Mew, and then I go up there with my Pinsir, and then I hit for 70 damage. But if it was an Earthen's Pokemon, if it was a Ho-Oh or a Magcargo that got KO'd, it hits for 100 more damage, which means we're hitting for 170 damage, which against anything that's weak to grass, like Charizard and Grimmsnarl, we're hitting for 340 damage, which 1-hit KOs both of those Pokemon, and that's the main reason that this is included here. Also, keep in mind, this is a really good early game attacker because it attacks for 3 energy, 3 colorless energy, as opposed to the Ho-Oh's 4 fire energy. I mean, we only run fire energy, but you get the point. It attacks for 3 instead of 4, which can be a big difference in the early game for actually pulling off a turn 1 attack. So keep that in mind if you're trying to KO like a Charmander or a Dreepy or something like that on that first turn of the game going second. Don't tunnel vision on the Earthen's Ho-Oh. Remember, Pinsir is an option and a little bit easier sometimes to pull off that first KO. We got the Fez and the Mew in here for draw power. Also, the free retreat of the Mew comes up a lot as the mobility, because when one of our active Pokemon gets KO'd, when our opponent takes a knockout, we want to push up something with free retreat that we can then set up our Pokemon behind, because Ho-Oh only attaches to bench Pokemon, and then we retreat into that attacker for turn, and we kind of get going from there. And that's like the big upgrade to this deck is the Air Balloons. The Air Balloon reducing the retreat cost of the Pokemon's attached to by 2 means basically everything on our board can potentially have free retreat, whether that be attaching energy ahead of time to potentially be created to a pivot, or the Magcargo having free retreat because of its Melt Away ability, or you put the Air Balloons on your Ho-Ohs, and now they all have free retreat. Now, I only played 2 Air Balloon. I was playing 3 initially, but then after going up against a couple Dragapults, I was like, kind of be nice to have a counter stadium, and we don't need like a ton of Air Balloons. We just want to be able to find them at a pretty consistent rate, and the Town Store is effectively the same thing as a 3rd Air Balloon, just for getting that initial pivot Pokemon going, that initial Air Balloon on a Ho-Oh, because we have 2 Air Balloons in a Town Store. That's 3 outs. If the Town Store was an Air Balloon, that would still be 3 outs. So as far as the early game goes, we have the same amount of outs to finding a mobility card. As we get to the mid-late game, though, we're not going to be able to like have our board be fully protected from getting trapped in the active. So keep that in mind when you're putting your energy in play and where you're putting them, because sometimes you might want to put some energy on like a Fez, like attach return to Fez, or accelerate a couple extra energy to your second Ho-Oh if your Air Balloons are on like your Fez and your first Ho-Oh. That way everything can kind of move and your Ho-Oh doesn't get counter-catchered into the active and the Dragapult punches it but doesn't KO it, and then we kind of get stuck for a turn. So just keep that in mind. Definitely would like to try and fit a third air balloon back into the deck. I don't know what I would cut from where I'm at right now, though. We do play a lot of supporters, and I know it seems kind of overwhelming, but they're all really good and pretty important. Now, we don't boss 4 times in a game, but having boss when you need boss is a pretty big deal. Ethan's Adventure actually really surprised me how good and powerful it is in the deck. Because it does seem a little bit underwhelming when you're like, well, I could play Ethan's Adventure or I could play Research, but it kind of just like finds everything you need. It helps you just kind of set up and get going in the early game. And then in the mid-late game, if you need a couple energy and a Magcargo, it can do that for you as well. If you're not aware what Ethan's Adventure does, it searches your deck for 3 in any combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic fire energy, reveals them, and then puts them into your hand. So it might seem a little bit underwhelming. I was a little bit underwhelmed by it in this deck specifically. Obviously, it feels a little bit better in Ethan's Typhlosion, but after playing so many games with it, definitely feels like it's worth the inclusion. Maybe not at a rate of 4. Could see myself coming down to 3, but you definitely want some of them in here. 4 Iono, 4 Research, just powerful draw supporters. Sometimes want to be disruptive. Actually, a lot of games with this deck, we want to be pretty disruptive because even though we're attacking with a 1-prize Pokemon, if our opponent just gets to keep their hand and keep building on it sometimes against some matchups, they're just going to be able to constantly gust around our Magcargo and never take that 1-prize knockout and just boss, and KO 2-prizer, 2-prizer, 2-prizer. So the Ionos are a pretty big deal to take those options away from our opponent. And then Research, of course, I mean, it's Research. Pretty good card. For the energy in the deck, we got 4 Earthen Vessel, 13 basic fire, and 2 superior energy retrieval. I'll talk about the ace spec here in a second. And this has felt pretty comfortable. I've tried to cut down on the Earthen Vessel, but they're so good. Like every time I'm like playing with the deck, I'm like, I just want to find Earthen Vessel here. Can I just find an Earthen Vessel here? It's just such a ridiculously powerful card. Maybe we could cut back on the basic fires by 1. I could see that being okay. Pokemon Search. On top of the Ethan's Adventure, we got 4 Nest Ball and the 3 Ultra Ball. 2 superior energy retrieval, like I mentioned, for recovery, and this feels pretty solid, especially because our ace spec is the Max Rod. Put in any combination of 5 Pokemon or basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Now, I think we definitely want to play some Pokemon recovery. Our Fez gets KO'd a lot. Sometimes we need to get an extra Magcargo. I do just play a 4-3 Magcargo line, but that feels pretty comfortable. A lot of times our Magcargos get ignored, and even though we just attacked with one and want to KO one of our opponent's Pokemon, they're just going to be like, nah, I'm going to go KO your Ho-Oh, or I'm going to go KO your Fez. So we really don't need like a super heavy count of Magcargo, but sometimes they do KO the Magcargo, and then that's where we need a little bit of recovery. Especially through the Slugmas, more so than anything, having like the threat of back-to-back Magcargos is a big deal. If we have like an attack with a Magcargo, but we don't have a Slugma on our bench, then our opponent could be like, oh, if I KO this Magcargo, I can't be attacked by Magcargo next turn. Okay, I'm going to KO this Magcargo. And that's why I really like the heavy count of Slugma, because it's usually something we try and sacrifice in the early game, so our opponent's not getting a 2-prize knockout and giving them that 1-prize knockout, and then we can kind of take advantage of the prize trade from there, or take control of the prize trade from there. So that's why I like the heavy Slugma count of 4, but definitely doesn't feel like we need more than 3 Magcargo. But I do want a little bit of recovery. Like I said, the Fez gets chased, the Mew gets chased, more energy is good. The Max Rod feels like it fits in really well. If I was going to try out a different ace spec in the deck, I think I would try out Prime Catcher. That seems pretty solid in here, to be honest. And then I would definitely want to include some Night Stretchers, probably 2. So if we were going to make the Max Rod a Prime Catcher, if you're looking for something to try out, maybe cut a Fire and an Ethan's Adventure for 2 Night Stretcher, I could see that being okay. Usually, when I want boss, I can find boss, and boss is fine. Like, it doesn't feel like I need to play Iono or Research and have access to a Gust Effect. It's like, okay, I have boss, that's good enough. So I kind of just like the Max Rod, to be honest. Every time I play it, it feels super powerful. Sometimes I do end up in situations where the first thing my opponent knocks out is my Fezandipiti, and I have 0 energy in my discard pile, so I'm going like Max Rod effectively as a Night Stretcher. But, you know, it fills the other voids as well, where sometimes I'm recovering like Fezandipiti and 4 fire energy, or a Magcargo and 4 fire energy, and it's like just completely obliterating my opponent with all the resources, as opposed to just going Max Rod for Fezandipiti, which doesn't feel as good, but at least we have some recovery for our Fezandipiti. But yeah, if you're looking at something else to try out, trying to do the Prime Catcher plus Night Stretchers, that could be pretty good. I definitely wouldn't go any less on the superior energy retrievals. 2 of these feels pretty good. And honestly, if you did cut the Max Rod, you'd maybe have to go up to a 3rd superior energy retrieval. Not 100% sure on that, as I haven't tried it out, but that would be something to keep in mind if you're making those adjustments. All right, that's it. Let's jump into some action, and I'll show y'all how it runs. They've gone for KO with Ho to force him to find out. No, because I would have had to commit the energy to the Ho before I played the other card. I don't know what I'm up against. So, I mean, I could get item lock, so maybe I just play this for 2 fire and then pass. I don't even bench this, do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I put this here for the Well, if I get Iono, it's like, yeah, I would want to have done that. I guess I'm probably going to be content by punching with Ho-Oh, so I think I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to play all this now. The more I think about it, the more cards I'm playing. Just keep going. Probably just Polt. Yeah. So we're definitely getting Badooed here. There's not even like that good of a top deck I could get here to KO that Dreepy, right? Oh my. Dude. Oh wait, that's like a problem with this matchup specifically if I go to all air balloons. I don't play any stadiums. You can play a deck with poison package someday, please? I mean, maybe. I don't know, if I feel like it. If a day comes around where I feel like it. Okay, that works. So it might be a little, yeah, the fact that I get no air balloons kind of sucks. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna top deck Magcargo and then actually Gus K when their Draclo's not even that high value here. Just getting a knockout is all I really want here. I just want fire energy. I guess I wouldn't hate an Ethan's top deck because I could get like energy, Slugma, something. That works as well though. I'm gonna accelerate one energy here, I guess, just so it can't get stuck. In case that's what they go for on this next turn. We'll see. I don't know if they would actually go for that next turn though. Doesn't seem that good, but we'll see. Another slug. The problem with this situation is they can KO both my Slugma, or they can KO my Magcargo and my Slugma. They do have to pop Dusknoir to pull that off, but it is an unfortunate part of this situation. And is okay. I don't have a lot of energy access. We'll see. Well, my leak up last Saturday went undefeated with Grim. Took a lot of inspiration from when you were testing it. Actually helped. TY. Congrats on the finish. More skulls, huh? Are they pulting this turn? They gotta be pulting this turn, right? This turn feels so weak from them if they don't attack with the Dragapult. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to KO this. I mean, I could just punch it. I guess just punching it's not the end of the world. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I guess punch plus heal the damage that they spread is like okay, right? It's not terrible. I mean, if I can one-hit KO them, I will, but not overly optimistic I'll be able to do that. Yeah. We can still get there, though. possible. That is the rest of my energy. Maybe, I mean, Earthen Vessel finds Magcargos though, which is pretty good, I guess. Oh, sure, my air balloons are turned off. I forgot about. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that. I should just put this in place somewhere then, right? Like. All right, we're chilling, we're chilling. White and Fez glowing? I don't know, actually. We're playing around with a Squawk, Triple Tower, Pult, Norless at this weekend's cup. Triple Tower? It's kind of overkill. Need a stadium bump? I don't really want to play one. What would even be a good stadium to play in here? There's like not even any good stadiums. Maybe we could play like one stadium. What would I even play though? Does Badoo lock you out of the game? No, because I can get him with a steady fire breathing. Ethan's Tower. There we go. Baby Pow. No, we don't bench this for Baby Pow. We could play a stadium. I don't know, Artisan, maybe? There's not a stadium that recovers fire energy, right? So that would be good, but you should know your prizes before the game starts. Like a lot of time is used each game just for prize checking. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. A fine change. I wish Watchtower's a bump or Artisan. A Watchtower could be cool, yeah. Town Store. Oh yeah, we could play Town. That's a good shout. Town Store. Oh yeah, we could like cut an air balloon for a Town Store as well, because it just increases our odds of finding it. Okay, okay. Town Store. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, all right. Okay, I feel like we're in an okay spot here, especially because I'm a top deck boss. Yeah, I can cut an air balloon for a Town Store, and then we have just 2 air balloon, 1 Town Store. Our odds of finding air balloon is like the same. I don't need a ton of air balloons in play. Like 2 air balloon is probably enough, to be honest. I can make it work with 2 probably. Like that. Okay, so you're going to Pittsburgh? There's a command in the title league you can use to see which majors I plan to attend. Yeah, the plan here is just top deck boss and just win. Dude, going after my slug like that is super cringe. I don't really care about having this Iono anymore, so I think it's something like this. To here. I can't get boss, but next turn, maybe. Heal up some of this damage. Now they kind of like need Monkey Dory, but they're down 3 Luminous. Oh, okay. And they're down, dude, they're down everything. What the fudge? 3 Night Stretcher, Ursa Luna, 3 Luminous, Monkey Dory, 2 Dragapult. What the fuck? They have nothing left. Practice Studio. Nah, it's Town Store. Town Store will do. Could try and even get like 2 towns. Well, 2 Town Store, 2 Air Balloon sounds kind of weird. Such like a mismatch of like resources. This technically would be okay. Well, they can't. Wait, how are they doing this though? They can KO the active in the Fez. Oh, can they win? Oh, if they have Candy Dusknoir, they win. Dude, their deck is so cringe, bro. I hate Pult Dusknoir. Pult Noir is such a cringe deck. They need Candy Dusknoir though. Alright, cool. Like, this hand is... Am I going first or second? Dude, this hand is so bad. What the heck? What did I do to deserve this? I can't do anything with this, man. Man, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I can like draw 1 card with Mew next turn or something like that. Maybe they Iono me, I don't know. I guess I could have held the Nest Ball I used for the Mew, to be honest. I also could have held the Fez. I didn't have to put either of those in play. So I got a little bit ahead of my... All I had to do was Nest Ball for Slugma. That's all I had to do this turn. All right, cool. Same. All right, pass. Yeah, I saw a little bit of Armory's deck. Is it going to be on YouTube sometime? Yeah, all the decks I play with make it up to YouTube eventually. No, dude, that's got to be cheating. I might have to Ultra Ball away my Max Rod here, which is a pretty big L. Maximum belt. But am I KO'd? Do they have belt? Oh, they have ball. Oh, that's pretty bad too. Oh, they have belt. It's pretty criminal. Alright, we can recover him immediately. Dude, the Max Rod. Oh, wait, I gave them it with Town Store. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I gave it to them with Town Store. That's pretty funny. Alright, sorry, we get our Fez back. We're cooking. Not like this, man. Not like this. Max Rod for Fez is so cringe. Alright, if I draw 2 energy here, we have the KO. Alright, cool. Oh, I have Pinsir. I could Pinsir them, I guess. Sure, yeah, sure, why not? Mentioning the other Slugma is a little bit awkward now, I guess, but yeah, sure. Bonk. Wait, am I trolling? Oh my gosh. All right. I shouldn't have Pincered them here. We had to Magcargo. We had to Magcargo. We had to Magcargo. It has to be an Ethan's Pokemon. It has to be an Ethan's Pokemon. Can I even win from here? I could win through Iono still, I guess, depending on what they get off this quick search. It has to be an Ethan's Pokemon. The question is just what would I have gotten there as my... What was I debating there? I was debating something there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I just get another Magcargo because I have another Slugma on the bench. That's what I should have done there, yeah. Never lucky, man. I'm just never lucky. Here comes the boss. Maybe. Boss is pretty brutal here. I mean, if they KO the active, that's still pretty good for them. Okay. I need Iono. I need Iono. Iono one time. I could have kept the Ultra Ball, I guess. Touch it for Pinsir? No, I don't care about Pinsir anymore. Pinsir's failed me. It is still winnable, but not very likely, I would say. Oh, I did not mean to play that. It's fine. I shouldn't have got the Slugma. I should have got another energy. I don't want to evolve it yet, though, I don't think. Alright, well, I mean, I probably just lose. It's pretty tough to come back at this point. If I had gotten the first Charizard KO, we might have been fine. Oh, found my Iono cell. We do have Iono next turn, though. We can do an Iono play next turn and hope for the best. Just never lucky, you know? Three energy heat or two, only 2 fire. If they're only playing 5 fire, they still need to use a Night Stretcher or a Super Rod at some point. Okay. Okay, it's looking winnable. It's looking winnable. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's fine. What, they KO my Fez? They could go after my Slug? The Ho-Oh? What? Wait, what? How is that ever the play? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Huh? Ho-Oh hater? I guess. That seems highly questionable. Highly questionable gameplay. Ooh, I know what I should have done. I actually messed up, I think. Oh, I don't have a... Shoot, I don't have an air balloon left. I should have left that air balloon in the deck, to be honest, just to have as like an option. Because now if they whiff, they could trap something. They can't counter catch up, but they could like boss. Oh, they're down both boss, actually. I don't think they can do that, actually. I take it back. Okay. So I shouldn't have done this either then. If I assume they only play 2 boss, I could load up the energy on this bench of Magcargo. Okay. If I want to do that, I can. I'm down to just like commit to them, the idea of them only playing 2 boss for sure. Top deck superior one time. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have taken the... Actually, how many Ultra Ball are... There could be an Ultra Ball prize. I actually shouldn't have taken the Ho-Oh, because then if I top deck... Or if I get Ultra Ball with the prize cards, then I want to discard more cards so I can actually draw with Mew. Oh, but if I could play my top deck and the prize cards... Yeah, I should have played that differently for sure. Okay, my hand was gonna get stuck no matter what. But I didn't actually want to shuffle the deck. Shuffling the deck, there was a misplay with the Vessel. I should have drawn with Fez first. Because the bottom had... How many cards went to the bottom of the deck, actually? 4. None of them were superior, yeah. So 2/5 of my deck right now are outs. Okay, you love to see it. You love to see it. So we always top decking it out. So now I have 2 boss on the bottom of the deck. Wait, they just left it in the active? Oh, wait, if they lose the Charmander, they lose anyways? Let's go. Dude. Insane throws. It's always a dub, though, because the deck's broken. Dude, actually losing through that throw. So do you think any meta deck right now would play the 7 fire? I have no clue. To wait and test it when it comes out. Oh, dude, wait, what the... What is, dude? What is... How do they even poison it? Oh, with this. Bro, this can't be it, bro. This can't be it. This isn't it. This can't be it. I refuse to believe that this is it. Dude, I just want to... I don't know what that card in their hand is, though. I kind of just want to retreat and then boss this guy. But I should probably just Iono and play the game. Why no Squawk? Oh, could they have squawked there and chose not to? Really? I guess I don't mind if I was taking... Take 3 more into their turn, 3 more out. I guess I don't mind if that happens, right? Why they bench Shaman? They open Shaman. 6 in, 6 out. If they could, like, switch this into this guy. 6 out. 7, 13, 80. They would KO me. I guess I can just retreat to a Slugma, and that's, like, fine. If they do have, like, another switch, plus a fire, plus a Quilava, they could actually KO. It's not good. What's the package is the Arceus Welcoming Committee? How many... They're down 2 switch. What if I just boss this? How often can they move this, do you think? I would bet not very much. Wait, maybe that's what I should have done. Why did I do? I didn't check that they had 2 switch gone. They had 1 card in hand, chose not to squawk. I mean, it must have been a Quilava or an Ethan's Adventure, but if it was Ethan's Adventure, you'd probably discard it. I think I'm literally gonna go Evolve plus boss this because they're down 2 switch. Like, yeah, they're down 2 switch. I don't respect them to have I also don't want to KO this, and I want to wait until they attack with a Quilava or whatever that guy's called. What the heck? I evolved before I drew. Is that legal? We do a little cheating. Yeah. It's a little bit of cheating. Nothing crazy. I'm just gonna wait until I find a boss and I boss KO Quilava, to be honest. I don't want to KO anything off their board. We're just gonna keep them bench locked. Because they can't chain attackers in this current board state. Actually, I don't know if I need second Ho-Oh here. They're also down a Super Rod and a Max Rod, so I'm not going to do anything to help them out here. I'm just going to sit here and run between two Magcargos until I draw a boss, and then I will boss KO their Balaba or something like that. I mean, if they switch out of this and start swinging, I'm okay to swing back. Like, I'm waiting. I'm chilling. I'm not going to KO anything off their board. That's not a Typhlosion. What does Magcargo do? The abilities when it has no energy attached to it has free retreat. They forgot to poison. It's so good. The manual attachment to the Brute Bonnet. You're cooked, buddy. There's no way they have enough resources to win this game. If they're gonna attach to the Brute Bonnet 3 times the hard to treat it, they do not have enough resources to win this game. There's no way. I refuse to believe they have enough resources to win the game. I attack to cure pokes. Oh, true. Well, I just don't really need to. I don't think I need to heal them, do they? Yeah, healing them doesn't really change anything. Then I leave a 2 pressure on my active, which I don't want to do. Did you ever any conclusion on the best way to play Typhlosion? Pidgeot or Zoroark. One of the two. Past that, I'm not sure. Yeah, they have 3 Ethans in the discard pile now, so like, healing the damage doesn't really matter. Boss. Not bad. Take those. Now they could KO my active with Petron, I guess. You're only manually attaching your deck? In this deck, no. We get energy with Ho-Oh. Wait, why did they push up that guy? Wait, what? Did they want to get the other energy off of it? Dude, what if I boss it up again? They actually did. They wanted to get the energy off of it. They would just trap the Bonnet repeating and let them deck? Possibly, but I don't know their full list. So I think just doing that until the point where I can pressure Typhlosions is fine. They only do 10 damage with poison in between turns, so I probably could deck them out, to be honest. Yeah. I think it's better to play it this way. Oh, Max Rod. Oh, this does 170. Actually, Pinsir's a good attacker in the matchup too. Actually, Pinsir's like a better attacker. I should have attacked with Pinsir this turn. I shouldn't have benched the slug yet. Oops. That's why closed deckless is better. It's definitely part of it for sure. I agree. Definitely is part of it. I guess I could just play the max rod now for Magcargo triple energy, and that would be like good enough value probably, to be honest. I don't need to like get full value. Ideally I top deck boss though, and boss kill the Quilava with a Ho-Oh. I would still play the max rod, but it's definitely like one reason that I like closed deckless just because I like how the game, like there's like I don't know, there's like no surprise. Like imagine if you look at your opponent, like you can't do anything cheesy. I don't know, it's just kind of cringe. Not that like cheese needs to be the reason that closed deckless exists, but it's like, but see that dude, I hate that was like so many people's response to the closed deckless thing was like, oh, now you can't win with your cheesy one of tech. It's like, no, that's not the whole point of closed deckless. Like, you completely remove like a layer of like nuance and strategy is completely removed from the TCG when you remove closed deck lists. You no longer have to think about what your opponent has. You just know what they have. You don't have to like make any plays hedging against third boss versus third switch and trying to calculate what that is, or even having that knowledge to begin with just doesn't matter anymore. Having the knowledge of what they most likely play based on your knowledge of the metagame, your experience in the metagame. I don't know. Didn't boss the brute. I mean, nah, this is definitely better. I've always been in and out of the TCG. Are they trying to implement open lists? It's becoming a possibility, yeah. Azul cheese enjoyer confirmed. No, it's not all about the cheese. It's not all about the cheese. But that's what people try to like turn it into, which is like annoying. Supporter counts are huge, yeah. And then also like playing like a weird supporter count is also would be like a big an advantage you just can't generate anymore. I don't know. Feels bad, man. I mean, I need what, 2 more knockouts? I guess I don't need the Pinsir anymore. I guess I'm just gonna research. So I'm gonna go like here because I don't have the Magcargo yet. Oh, well, Pinsir, my bad. I was supposed to use you, but I misplayed. The game just gets like so much more boring with open deck lists. I feel like it's so much more boring, so much less interesting. Takes a whole level of the game away. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like equal to the rest of the game. Like I don't think you lose 50% of the game from taking lists from closed to open. I don't think takes away like 50% of the game. We're not losing like half the game, but we're losing. I feel like it's like a pretty big percentage of the game. I don't know. Becoming familiar and comfortable with all that information. knowing and understanding that. I don't know. Not sure, man. I am out of ho-ohs here, but I should be fine. 7. Okay, cool. Chill, chill, chill. But like maybe you make the play anyways, but you have to like come to that determination that you want to make that play, which is like the interesting part of the game at that point. I really don't know how to initiate in this matchup, to be honest, like the prize trade. Maybe my opponent's just gonna let me get the advantage though, we'll see. +2. Ho-oh. I mean, I could go Pinsir knockout. And then they would need a lot. With only one goal and go draw. I might just have the play. Maybe I just go for it. Ho-oh. Was it ho-oh Pinsir? Sure, why not? Let's do it. Like, listen, Discord. I mean, the fact that you asked that question means you know the answer. Control certainly benefits from open deck lists. Possibly one of the reasons Snorlax used to do better in online tournaments. Possibly. People pros and you get to see your opponent's lists, paper lists. You can barely read. You can barely read. Wait, why barely read? RK9. How much time gets allocated for it? How much? How long is too much? I mean, that's like. I don't know. What is the like? Those things don't matter zero. Like they would just like TPCI would set some guidelines like. Deck list would be viewable on RK9, but you must carry around a paper version with you just in case your opponent doesn't have service. But theoretically, you just look at the thing. You get 1 minute to look at your deck list. Like those aren't problems. Those aren't problems. Those things are super easy to solve and set guidelines for. The question is just should they be allowed, or should open deck lists happen? That's the question. That's the argument that should be. That's the thing that should be discussed. All the little things around it are like super easy to solve. Like literally, I just solved all 3 things for you right there. What's your argument for open deck lists? Well, a big one is scouting. Like it removes scouting as a factor from the game, which is like not unreasonable. Like trying to remove scouting from the game, I think would be a positive overall. Like if you could just make it so no one would ever have information of the other person's deck and cards, like I think that'd be probably a plus. Got him. Like I think that'd be a plus overall, probably to remove that completely from the game. Scouting somehow, if you could, but you can't. Obviously, you can't remove scouting. Scouting exists. I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing, though. I think doing it for Top Cut makes sense because there'll be so many people on stream at that point that, or so many players would have been streamed on that point going to Top Cut, but then the ones that wouldn't would have like a massive advantage theoretically, or a theoretical advantage, but even that's not that big of a deal, I don't think, but I think it's probably correct to, have open deck lists going into Cut. Not my Fez, bro. Chill. Well, I think Ethan's Adventure is a little bit too slow here. All right, what is going on? Are they actually drawing that bad? We should the 56 months there, Del Cookie. I think I just researched here. I could have Ethan's adventured, but I don't think it's correct. I think just being more aggressive makes more sense. I'm not going to punch, though, because I actually don't want to put damage in play for them to utilize with, like, a weird Monkey Dory play. There's still like even if they went to open deck list, there's still lots of the game, right? There's still you can still innovate a deck list, and then you can understand matchups better than your opponent, right? You can still your list can be better and your matchup knowledge can be better. The part you lose is the what would you even call it? Like the why not Secret Box? And Secret Box doesn't seem very good in here. I don't know. What's scouting? Like just walking around the top tables and trying to see what people are playing and see what text they have and stuff like that. Nuance, teching? No, like the part you would lose would be the surprise factor. Not the surprise factor. It's so much. See, people keep chalking it up to surprise factor. It's not the surprise factor. It's it's like the meta format knowledge. It's like knowing on average how many bosses orders Poltnor plays, and then adjusting accordingly. Yeah, that's what we would lose. We would lose that. We would lose the being able to figure out, being able to make a judgment call based on what you've seen them play, based on what the deck plays on average to try and make what you think is the best play. That's what we would lose when it's open deck list. Because you should be like, it's like, instead of sitting there and being like, okay, Poltnor usually plays 2 boss, but I've seen that, though, Poltnor usually plays 3 boss, but I've seen them play a second Air Balloon at this point. And usually when people play second Air Balloon, they don't play 3 boss. So I'm going to play as if they have 2 boss. You're just like, oh, they play 2 boss because I saw their deck list at the beginning of the game. Like, none of that thought process happens. I see you have 2 boss. Yeah, it literally just becomes, oh, I see you have 2 boss. Very cool. Play around 2 boss. Wow, very chill play. Very cool deck you have there. That whole aspect of the game is just gone. And it's not like you completely lose everything that makes the Pokemon TCG, but it's kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad for it to go. What happened to the game I love? All these open deckless enjoyers trying to ruin what used to be a great Pokemon TCG game. I don't even know what I'm doing here, honestly. I maybe should have punched with a slug. I don't want this thing to get stuck, though, so I'm going to discard all 3. Or I could have put 4 on the Magcargo and then discarded 2. Doesn't that happen with prizes just as much? No, it's not the same. Rarely do prize cards actually affect a game, an outcome of a game. They don't affect an outcome of a game that often. Yes, I know Piper Prize 3 Gimme Ghoul in game 3 of the Top Cut match. Yes, I was there. I saw it. Yes, I know what happened. Rarely do prize cards actually affect the outcome of a match, though. It doesn't happen actually that often. It's a pretty low percentage. When they're played around appropriately. If someone throws because they didn't check their prize cards, that's what's more likely to, like, affect a game. Is like, well, yeah, if you just checked your prize card, you wouldn't have made the misplay and then you would have won the game anyways. But because you didn't check your prize cards, you made a misplay and then now you lost because of that. There's a prize 3 vault. Oh, shit. But one time I prized 5 Drippy Actually. In that case, I'd be for open deck list. The reason for that is because knowledge is, in general, is an artificial enhancement of skill ceiling. Makes the competitive side of the game less approachable for newcomers. For example, the equivalent would be execution and fighting, an execution completely complexity floor and fighting hires the ceiling in which for newcomers. Therefore, Capcom started making execution and fighting games more accessible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does it make it more accessible for new players? Do new players really care? I don't know. I saw some people making that argument as well, which is something I had never thought about. But like when you go to play a card game, are people like, I don't really want to play this card game? It's like, why? Well, I don't know my opponent's my full 60 cards. It's like, oh shoot, yeah, I wouldn't want to play that game either. Is that actually a thought process? Like, I had never even like considered that or thought about that ever. But if that is a real thing, then that is like a good reason. I would say that is a good reason that we should do open deck lists. But I don't know, is that a thing?